Welcome. You're watching Somaliland National Television and the English news programme. My name's Yasmin Saeed and I'm here to update you with the daily headlines. These are the stories making news. President of Somaliland meets with Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Somaliland's House of Elders holds meeting with both private and public television stations. 20 dead in Moscow. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud Silanyo, attended a meeting held with the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Haile Mariam Desalegn, to discuss different internal and external affairs.
The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, upon landing at Bolo International Airport in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa yesterday, today met with the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Haile Mariam Desalegn, in a closed-door meeting at the Ethiopian Prime Minister's residence in the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud was accompanied by his delegation, which included the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohammed Bihi Younis, the Minister of Education and Higher Studies, Semsem Abdi Aden, and the Somaliland Ambassador to Ethiopia, Aden Nugule. The Ethiopian Prime Minister was accompanied during this meeting by his Minister of Education. The Somaliland President and his delegation landed in Addis Ababa only yesterday and met with the Ethiopian Prime Minister before departing shortly to the United Kingdom. President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud provided a short insight into the meeting and said that this meeting discussed close relations in regards to the borders shared by the two countries, trade and regional security.
Somaliland's House of Elders invites members from both private and government-owned stations to discuss how propaganda and tribal-related issues can be reduced to avoid international and local security issues.
The purpose of this meeting was to inform local media outlets, especially local TV stations, to avoid issues that counter national interests and abstain from tribal broadcasts. The meeting was held in the Somaliland Houses of Parliament in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa, and had in attendance representatives from local television stations such as Somaliland National Television, Bolsha TV and Space Channel. Representatives from the House of Elders discussed the dangers of these broadcasts and those that profit from such actions. They discussed the dangers of disunity and the individuals who wish to create problems via medial platforms, and it's used by individuals who have no solid cause or backing and only to incite problems that could escalate to national scales. Deputy Manager of Somaliland National Television, Qasim Hassan Matan, added that the Somaliland National Television avoids such issues. The rhetoric was also backed by the officials who were present from Space Channel and Bolsha TV, which are both locally owned television stations.
You're still tuned into Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news programme, and here for our international headlines. 20 dead and scores are wounded in a metro derailment in Moscow, Russia.
At least 20 people have been killed and scores more injured after a packed metro train derailed between two stations during the morning rush hour in Moscow. Emergency crews struggled to reach those trapped in one of the deepest parts of the underground system. As bodies were recovered from the wreckage, the death toll rose. Reports suggest a power surge may have caused the train to stall, triggering derailment. Officials say there is no suspicion of a military attack, the cause of dozens of deaths in Moscow's underground in years past. One survivor said his carriage was half full. He said, "Suddenly there was a harsh impact and everybody fell down." Another man said, "The train came to a sudden halt, then electricity was cut and there was smoke everywhere. The carriage fell to one side, off the rails, so people were trapped and could not get out of the train." Medical teams and dozens of ambulances rushed to the scene. Helicopters ferried the most seriously hurt to hospital. The accident happened in the west of the city, between Slavinsky Boulevard and Park Podbeki Station. The Moscow Metro is the world's busiest. An investigation is now underway into what is one of the worst ever disasters, with the city's mayor declaring Wednesday a day of mourning.
In Gaza, truce talks crumble as Israel bombs Gaza.
Israel has resumed its bombardment of Gaza in response to Palestine's rocket fire. Tel Aviv claimed that 50 rockets were fired at Israel during a brief 6-hour pause in operations. Early in the day, Israel accepted the Egyptian-led plan for immediate ceasefire, but the armed wing of Hamas refused to back the terms, denouncing them as surrender. Palestinian officials say at least 192 people have been killed in 8 days of hostilities. Egypt's planned truce had called on both sides to take part in high-ranking talks in Cairo.
An Afghani suicide car bomber has raised the death toll to 89.
The death toll from a suicide car bomb blast in Afghanistan's eastern Paktika province has risen to at least 89, according to a defense ministry spokesman. Many victims of the attack at the crowded market are said to be women and children. Dozens of people have been taken to hospital. It happened near the border with Pakistan's North Waziristan region, where the military has been attacking hideouts of Pakistani Taliban for the past few weeks, prompting militants to retreat towards Afghanistan. Separately, in Kabul, a roadside bomb killed 2 employees of President Hamid Karzai's press office. The Taliban claimed responsibility. The attacks took place as foreign troops were gradually withdrawn from the country. The United Nations said that last week, civilian casualties jumped by almost a quarter in the first half this year as hostilities escalated.
That's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.